Hey there, it's another beautiful day. Let's watch some stuff. Some people do stupid things. Don't do stupid things. You are about to hear my opinion. Do your own research.
Was this tragic tale really the true origin of Friday the 13th's bad luck? Many historians argue that the superstition was popularised much later, particularly in 1907, when author Thomas Lawson published a novel titled Friday the 13th, depicting a Wall Street panic on that very same day. While the story of the Knights Templar adds a layer of intrigue to the superstition, it's essential to recognise that the fear surrounding Friday the 13th has evolved over centuries, blending folklore, history, and a touch of sensationalism.
So we're going to take a look at some superstitions today and hopefully get a little bit of backstory as to why they are actually a thing. Someone commented this on last Friday's episode, The Old Wives' Tales, that they don't believe in superstitions, and it made me think old wives' tales kind of maybe are a little bit superstitious, but we're going to look at some actual, proper superstitions. As far as Friday the 13th, I've heard so many stories as to why we should be afraid of it. The movie, the massacre. Personally, it's just another day.
Superstitions have woven themselves into the fabric of cultures worldwide, often stemming from historical events, societal beliefs, or natural phenomena. One of the most prevalent superstitions is the belief that a black cat crossing your path brings bad luck. This dates back to the Middle Ages, when black cats were associated with witchcraft and the supernatural.
So we've all heard that if a black cat crosses your path superstition, right? It's either bad luck or you're cursed. And now I freaking get it. So if it's attributed to witchcraft, witches read everything and determine things in their life based on that, right? So if this black cat is crossing your path, you are not supposed to be on that path. It's time to make a turn. I've never heard anybody talk anything beyond if a black cat crosses your path, you're bad, it's not good for you. But it's like an omen. Hey, that's not the path you're supposed to be on. Perhaps we should turn. I'm pretty sure this has been put together before, and I'm just now putting it together, and I'm a little embarrassed that I'm finally just now getting to that point.
Did you know the reason behind tossing spilled salt over your shoulder? It dates back to ancient times when salt was precious. Spilling it was seen as inviting bad luck, so tossing it over the left shoulder was believed to blind lurking evil spirits. And why is breaking a mirror said to bring 7 years of bad luck? In ancient Rome, mirrors were considered reflections of the soul. Breaking one was thought to cause damage to one's spirit, with recovery taking a full 7-year cycle. Even crossing your fingers for luck stems from early Christianity, symbolizing the cross to invite divine favor.
Now, I don't understand. If salt is so precious and you spill some of it, why are we throwing more of it over your shoulder? I mean, is it the stuff that you spilled you have to throw over your shoulder because you can't use it now? Or why don't you just scoop it up and use it still? I understand. Bad juju, all that stuff. As far as breaking mirrors, I have broken countless mirrors. So that's not good. I mean, I don't believe in superstition, so that's okay. But I didn't know that was Christianity thing, because you're trying to bring good luck to yourself. I mean, I don't think Christians believe in luck, do they?
Here are some Irish superstitions. You never ever interfere with a fairy fort or fairy tree, because if you do, the fairies will give you a lot of bad luck. If you ever find a comb on the ground, never pick it up. First of all, because it's disgusting, but also because it could belong to the banshee. It's bad luck to walk through a bed of bluebells because they're full of spells from the fairies, and it's bad luck to pick one too. And another common one is if a knife falls on the floor, it means you'll have a gentleman visitor. Give me a follow for more Irish entertainment content.
Ireland has a lot of fantastic lore. Their history is just so rich, and they've got great stories, and the fairies are woven in there quite a bit. As far as dropping a knife on the floor, you're going to have a gentleman visitor. What if it's a dude that drops the knife? Or is it just some guy's going to come over and be like, hey, how's it going? I hear you dropped a knife. Silly.
It's all that superstitious stuff. And that's all it is, because if I go into the front of a field, main entrance, and I hit, I'm going to do that for 8-10 years. If I happen to go in the back because I went up with somebody and we couldn't get parking, we end up in the back of the field, we go through that entrance and you hit big, then that's the special area. It just doesn't work that way. You just happen to hit. That doesn't mean that it's a magic area. People always apply in that weird old magic thing, that superstition to everything. Well, this is my lucky whatever. And I can't say I don't do it, because I've done it. That for a long time I was wearing certain cuff to different meets. It didn't matter. But in my head it mattered, so I guess it did matter. Superstition's a messed up thing. You can't. It's got nothing to do with anything, but you convince yourself it does, and therefore you're not going to perform because you don't have the right thing on. It's just a mess. It's a mind game. It's nuts. That's insane.
There's a lot of modern day superstition woven into sports. I only watch baseball, and I have seen some of the guys come out, step up to the plate, and they're sporting like a new mustache or a new bracelet or a new necklace or something different. And that something different will determine whether or not they hit well. I mean, that's what they think anyway. It's inside of their head. And if they don't hit well, the mustache is gone. Like, they'll go straight into the dugout and shave that stuff off and come on out and try again. It's really interesting. And that doesn't really stem from anything except like your own personal feeling like you're doing something different. And that's what's making it happen. So they'll continue to do that, kind of a placebo effect.
Step into the mysterious world of Viking superstitions with 10 superstitions believed to be held by Vikings. At number 10, we have the custom of placing a coin under the mast of a ship. Vikings believed this would bring good luck and ensure a safe voyage. Number 9 is their fear of whistling at sea. They thought it could summon storms or malicious sea spirits. Number 8 is the belief in dream interpretation. To Vikings, dreams weren't just random images. They were messages from the gods or ancestors. A wolf in your dream? Beware of betrayal. And at number 7, we find the strange superstition about the left hand. Using it was seen as disrespectful or even a bad omen.
No, I didn't find all 10 of them. I thought it would go through all 10 of them, but we got 10 through 7. So there you go. Vikings had some interesting superstitions as well. As far as the left hand thing, I know in some cultures you still don't use your left hand because it is used for other things which are gross, and so you don't touch other people with your left hand.
Did you know that some people fear the number 4 so much they avoid it at all costs? Let's dive into the top 3 weirdest superstitions from around the world. First up, in Japan, the number 4 is considered extremely unlucky because it sounds like the word for death in Japanese. Then there's the fear of stepping on cracks in Ireland. Some believe it brings bad luck and even invites evil spirits. In Turkey, you shouldn't chew gum at night. The superstition says it turns into the flesh of the dead after dark. Creepy, right? But why do people believe in such strange things? Superstitions often arise from ancient fears or misunderstood events. Despite their oddity, these beliefs shape cultures and influence behaviors to this day. What's the strangest superstition you've heard of, or maybe even believe in?
All right, sound off. Let me know a superstition that you believe in the comments section. And while you're down there, won't you please hit that like button and consider subscribing?
6 Middle Eastern superstitions you should know.
Superstition number 1, an upside down shoe or kafaya.
A conflict or a fight is going to happen between two, especially usually the wife and the husband.
The reason that people believe it brought bad luck was because in the old days, the dirt floors, spiders and scorpions would crawl into the shoe and sometimes kill people. Superstition number 2, whistling at night.
That means it's going to bring the snakes up.
What it looks like it came from was people thought there are evil spirits roaming at night and whistling will call them to you to become their next prey. Number 3, itchy hands.
When your left hand itches, that means you're getting money. You're getting a fortune. If your right hand itches, that means you're going to shake hands with somebody that you haven't seen for a long time.
Everybody on the internet says,
no, the
right hand brings money.
No. Right hand shaking. You
left
shake with
hand
the right hand.
means
the left hand, you take money.
And left hand means you're going to meet someone new. And also, I don't know if you know this one, they say if you scratch it, the money goes away.
Don't scratch it.
You've been scratching your hands for 20 years, I
That's
think.
why my money is gone.
4, twitchy eyes.
I'm not sure which one is right. If the left eye twitches, that means you're going to hear a bad news. If right eye twitches, that means you're going to see somebody you haven't seen for a long time.
Okay, so apparently he got that one right. Number 5, buzzing in your ears.
That somebody is talking about you. Somebody is saying bad things about you, or somebody saying good things about you.
I think this is probably because our dad is very paranoid and anxious. He took it one step further. When his ears start buzzing, he starts reciting the alphabet. And whatever letter the buzzing stops on, if it stops on the letter T, that means someone whose name starts with the letter T is talking about him. Number 6, Hamal Tizo.
What?
You know about Hamal Tizo?
No, I never heard of that.
Okay, since apparently my dad was never around to hear that one, we're bringing in an expert on the subject, our cousin Michael, to tell us a little bit about this superstition. Michael, can you please tell the people who Hamal Tizo is?
So apparently this like mythical creature used to live in the bathroom. To get us to not do anything like wrong, we're gonna like put you in the bathroom and lock you in and get Hamal Fizo to come and do something to you.
Interesting. I never heard of that.
I figured this one was unique to our family, but apparently there's an equivalent of this in Lebanon called Abu Peace. And basically he's half man, half mythical beast to take away kids anytime they've been bad. So pretty funny.
Set me straight.
A lot of these are pretty reminiscent to the old wives' tales that we talked about last week. And it's interesting how a lot of cultures have the hand itching thing. Like when one of them itches, you're going to get money. I wonder if that stemmed from something way farther back that connects all of us to have that hand itching superstition or old wives' tale in our lore.
Hey everyone, if you live in the Midwest or anywhere that may have German American settlement, here's some superstitions and folklore that you may not have known is of Germanic origin. Wishing somebody happy birthday before their birthday. You are wishing them bad luck on their birthday. Don't do it. As a kid, did you build fairy houses in hopes of maybe having a fairy visit you or give you good luck? 3. Has anyone ever told you whenever you have the hiccups or you sneeze that someone or something is thinking of you? That is not very superstitious, but I'm sure you've been told gesundheit whenever you've sneezed before, which just means wishing somebody good health. But it is not traditionally said just to wish the other person good health, but to wish yourself good health, that you don't catch whatever they're spewing out.
I didn't know fairies were also part of Germanic culture. That's interesting. But wishing somebody happy birthday before their birthday is bad luck. People here, well, I have known people here in California that celebrate their birth week and birth month. Why do we do that? That is such a weird thing. Like you have a birthday. There are people just celebrate the entire month, which is insane. As far as Gesundheit, it's to protect yourself from the sneezer's germs. I like that. That's cool.
There's a famous joke about a guy who says, I don't believe in superstitions. They're silly. People get all bent out of shape and panic because a black cat ran past there. So silly. You just throw some salt over your shoulder and it goes away. Superstitions are unholy. It's like saying that there are things in this world that have power over you that don't come from God. That's like having a little god, a nasty little god who can hurt you. There's only one God, and your fate and your destiny is in God's hands, not in anyone else's hands. There are no demons out to get you. The devil is not out to get you, or out to tempt you, but not get you. So none of that stuff. If you're frightened, be frightened of God, because God has you in his hands, nobody else.
Now, I'm pretty sure y'all know I'm not religious at all, but I do respect religion, and I thought that was very interesting, so I wanted to throw it out there.
Hi. Did you know that the idea of walking under a ladder being unlucky is one of the most globally recognised superstitions? But why? I'm glad you asked. Aside from the obvious danger of having something dropped on your head from a great height. The origins of the superstition are said to be from ancient Egypt, where they would put ladders in tombs so that the souls could ascend to heaven when they were ready. There was also a belief in ancient Egypt that the space between the ladder and the wall housed evil and good spirits. If you walked through that space, you ran the risk of angering them, and no one wants that. Millennia later, the idea of ladders being unlucky was adopted by Christianity, either because a ladder was leant against the cross for Jesus' crucifixion, or because the wall, ladder and floor forms a triangle representative of the Holy Trinity, and to go through that would be blasphemous. Superstition has lasted throughout history. In the 1600s, criminals were made to walk under a ladder on their way to the gallows just for an extra bad luck boost on their execution day. Bye!
That's another one that I didn't even know why, other than, stuff falling on you, why you can't walk under a ladder. But as far as there being good and bad spirits under there when the fellows walked through to the gallows, what if they picked up a good spirit and the gallows thing didn't work?
Did you know that it's bad luck to open an umbrella indoors? Opening an umbrella inside the house is believed to bring bad luck. It's said to symbolize pushing away good fortune or protection.
Ah, yes. I remember many a time being shouted at by my grandmother for opening an umbrella in the house. It was always, wait until you get outside. You're going to bring in bad spirits. And I'm like, okay, sorry. And now I don't let my children open umbrellas in the house if they just came inside because it gets water everywhere.
So yeah, I was carrying the box and then I didn't mean to, but when the door swung open, the mirror fell and it just completely smashed. Break a mirror, shatter glass, and you may have looked your last. 7 years of twisted fate, in each shard the shadows wait. I don't, 7 years bad luck, I guess, but I'm not really into all that. It's just annoying. I have to buy a new... Every fragment, every sliver holds a glimpse of the river, where time flows in reverse, bearing down an ancient curse. It does what now? What are you talking about? We're in the middle of town. River. In the glass, a realm unseen lurks behind the silver sheen, echoes of a hidden face trapped in time's unyielding space. This is kind of creepy now. Look, are you going to help me move out or not? Look too deep and you might find secrets of a darker kind, whispers from the other side in the mirror's fractured tide. Look, mate, I don't want to be part of this. I'll just find someone else. So heed this tale of broken view, for the myths may well be true. In the mirror's splintered cast lies a window to the past.
Cool story, bro. So you gonna help him move or what? Stand around and riddle me this. It's just a mirror. I mean, I believe that it's just a mirror because it's just a mirror. It's just a mirror, right?
Superstition Mountains is this very creepy place, and a lot of strange stuff happens there. In fact, the Apaches who first were on this land, they believed there was a gateway to the underworld. And the European settlers who came to this area gave it the name, the Superstition Mountains, because so many weird things would happen here. Now, this particular story happened in 2009. There was this guy, and he said, at the time he was living in Phoenix, him and his friend, they were really big into like legends and lore. So they go online and they look up, legends and lore in Arizona. They come across the Superstition Mountains. So they decided they would go spend the night there and go on like a little hiking trip. So they set off and they get there to the spot where there's this 8-mile trail. And it's like a loop. When they get there, he said it was about like 5 o'clock at night. And he said they kind of were like, is this really a good idea? Should we be going hiking this late at night? Ultimately, they decided to continue. So they get out of their vehicles, they grab their backpacks, and they start hiking as fast as they can to find like a campsite. And they said, it got completely dark to the point where they could only see like just a little bit in front of them where their headlamps were illuminating. So they find this little cleared out area, and they said, okay, let's set up camp here. So they get their tents and everything set up, and they start making food. When all of a sudden, they see a rock fly into their campsite. And, it's about the size of a baseball. And they're like, where did that come from? Like, did that fall off, like, one of the cliffs or something? Or one of the mountains? Like, how in the world did this rock, like, get thrown over here? And they're like, it probably just, like, fell down off a mountain or something. So as they're sitting around this campfire, they started to hear, like, these weird sounds coming from around the campsite. And they begin to see all of these lights appear outside of the camp. And they said it looked like other people, with flashlights. So they're like, hey, who is it? Like, we're here camping. Like, who are you? And then they said the lights just went out and it got completely quiet. And they said they started to hear like cricket sounds, and it got louder and louder and louder. And then all of a sudden they hear this scream. So they panic and they just take off running, and they start running back down this trail, trying to get back to their vehicle. Well, the one guy, as he's running, he missteps and falls down like this hill, and he kind of comes into this ravine, and he like has scraped up his leg. And so like he's laying there in the ravine, and he starts hearing his friend like yelling his name, like, where are you? Where'd you go? Like, are you okay? And he said that's when he hears his voice, but it wasn't him, responding to his friend saying, I'm all right. I'm up ahead. Like, come forward and like you'll find me. And he yells out, like, no, don't go. Like, don't go that direction. Like, don't go that direction. I'm down here in this hill. And his friend's kind of like, what is going on? Like, where are you? And he's like, I'm down in the hill. So he shines his light down in, this ravine where he's at. And he can see his friend down there. So he gets him out of the ravine, and they continue to run down this trail as fast as they can. They get back in their car, and they drive out of this, mountainous area. They get back to Phoenix, and when they get out of the vehicle, they said they looked at the outside of the car, and there were all of these handprints, like in the dust or the dirt on the side of the vehicle. And he said he would never go back to the Superstition Mountains again.
Now, I know that didn't have anything to do with superstitions other than the name of the mountain, the Superstition Mountain, but that was a fantastic story. Oh, that was crazy. Could you imagine like hearing somebody else in your voice calling out to your friend, I'm okay? There's their first mistake, though, was they went camping in the woods that wasn't a designated like camping site. Don't go camping in the woods like that. That's dumb. But yeah, that's crazy. Oh, I love that story. On that note, I'm calling it for today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button, consider subscribing, and then come on back because we're going to watch some new stuff. I'll say different things. And it's going to be fantastic. Until then, have a wonderful day.